sweet song. Do you want me to heal? Yeah, you just want to hear the sweet song to give again. Maybe you just want to live
Good God morning. Great God day. I am RosaJ, doing it God's way each and every day. And welcome to the introduction to forgiveness, the 21-day journey to forgive everyone for everything. So let me give you a little background. So iYANI came up with this book. iYANI VANZENT came up with this book called, I hope you can see it, called Forgiveness, 21-Day Journey. And so there are some things that are required. A journal, a book, the process of, which is stillness, great forgiveness, prayer every day, and gratitude prayer every day. Today we're going to learn a process of this because part of the process is not something new, but it is a process called tapping. So let me this is all on the Meditate to You Levitate page. There are a couple of things. If you join the group, which I will approve you, and on that page you have a file of iYANI's book in PDF form. You can download it and copy it and print it and go along with us, or you can go to the bookstore and get her book on forgiveness. So part of the process is to sit in stillness. When you first, you find a quiet place where you can do this for 30 minutes or 60 minutes. You can do it at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. I love to do it at the end of the day because at the beginning of the day, I only have time to meditate for me. However, one of the processes is to sit quietly and feel what you're feeling about forgiveness. How do you feel? And put a number on it. Do you feel angst or anxiety, or are you excited about going into this journey to forgiveness? Once you put a number on it, well, I'm pretty much into forgiveness, so I don't really have a lot of angst and anxiety knowingly. However, some things may come up as we go on this journey. But just for today, when I sit quietly, I'm excited and happy about forgiveness. But you may not feel that way. My number may be 1 or 0. I'm going to say 1 or 2. I'm sure there's something in my being, in my spirit, that still needs forgiveness. And we'll talk about that later, why I feel that way. So iYANI says at the beginning, when you first begin, that you should sit still, put a number on it. Forgiveness for today is just the introduction, but it's the journey that we're excited about. And so she has introduced, and some of us may know about tapping. Tapping is EFT. It stands for the Emotional Freedom Technique. EFT, the Emotional freedom technique. So the first thing you do is, do you see that you have a problem? A negative emotion, thoughts or beliefs, pain that doctors can't seem to fix, cravings that you want to get rid of, memories that you need to eliminate or change the story to. You need to increase your performance. Perhaps you need to release stress or release energy. You state or place. And then you come up with a setup, something that you want to release. Today's release is a statement that I didn't put in the description. However, I have been, and so I'm going to put it in the chat. I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment about just forgiveness. And I don't want to let them go. And still, I am willing to go on the journey of forgiveness. So I'm going to write that in, because we must say this statement as we go through the tapping process. When you go to the page, you will see the tapping. I don't seem to see. There it is. It's, hey, I need to redo this. I'm coming back on Facebook. For some reason, it is taking me out. So let's reload. Just for today. Hi, Asana, come back in. If you're there, we need to come back into Facebook Live. It's doing its thing, right? So our tapping statement is quite easy. So we're still holding on to some unforgiveness. But the statement will say, even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. That's it. And I don't want to let go of it. I still deeply and completely love and respect and accept this. It's kind of long, huh? I'm going to say, I am willing to open myself. Let's just leave it there and stay there. So the statement is, even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgments, I am willing myself to forgiveness. So let's repeat that in your mind. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgments, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. So how does tapping go? So we tap ourselves on our head and we say that statement. It doesn't matter how many times you tap. You can tap 5, 6 times and you say, even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. Then you go to your eyebrows on the edge and you tap. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. Then you go to the bone here on your eyebrow and you do the same thing. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. And you go under your eyes. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. And then you go under your nose. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. Then you go to your chin. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. Then you go to the center where your collarbone is, right here. Even though I have been holding on to unforgivenness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. Then you go to your arm right below your armpit. Even though I have been, you can do both of them at the same time. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgment, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. You can go to your under your breast. You can do the same thing. There are actually 10 points. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgments, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. And then you do the chop on your hand. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgments, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. And then you go here, right here. Even though I have been holding on to unforgiveness and judgments, I am willing to open myself to forgiveness. So that's when you tap your wrists together. And then you breathe, and hopefully you will feel better. Now, if you don't, then you can go through that process 3, 4 times. You can go to Meditate to Your Levitate page and you will see the process. And there are videos there to show you about tapping. So now that we have gone through the tapping process, and perhaps you check yourself, see if you feel a little bit better. Let us begin our introduction to the process of 21 days to forgiving everyone for everything. So let me start the introduction by iYANI. And listen.
Everything that happens is part of the plan for your awakening, including those challenging events that forced you to shift out of inertia and self-limiting behavior patterns. From the depth of your soul, call out for growth. May you be released from all burdens to discover and express your gifts. From deep within your pain, call for peace. From deep within any codependency, call for the courage and the freedom to be yourself, to forgive yourself, and to forgive all others. Welcome, beloveds. I am iYANI, and this is our journey to healing. We are about to embark on an exciting and life-changing journey. For some, this trek will be as challenging as climbing up a steep mountain, carrying 100 pounds on your back. For others, it will be like having a tooth extracted without Novocaine. For many of us, those who are ready to change, heal, and grow, we will be energized and sometimes shocked with joy about how much we learn about ourselves and how good we begin to feel in the process. We are about to dive headfirst, soul deep through the science of personal and spiritual growth and healing. Is that forgiveness will cure whatever ails you. The only thing I am totally convinced of is that while forgiveness ain't easy, I believe it is the most important inner work you can do within your mind and heart. Most of us were never taught that any experience that comes into your life comes by energetic invitation. For this reason, it is imperative that you learn how to keep your energy clear. The practice of forgiveness is your ticket to clarity, vitality, and freedom. Over the years, I have received hundreds of thousands of letters from people from all walks of life. Many reveal excruciating stories of sorrow and suffering. At one time, I would write long responses offering condolences and possible explanations for the tragedies people had endured. Gratitude meditation. Then, my daughter passed away from cancer, and I was inconsolable. I ended a 40-year relationship, and I was enraged. I was forced to move out of my dream home, and I was ashamed and degraded. If you know anything about my life story, you know that I have been to some very dark places. Through every experience of my life breakdown, the only thing that made me feel as if I was still in possession of my right mind with the capacity to make it through the darkness was forgiveness. Now, I am sharing what I learned through those experiences with you. Even when I didn't know who to forgive or why I should forgive them, I said the words. I wrote them in my journal. I cried and screamed, pouted, and sometimes I even stomped my feet in resistance. But in the end, I learned to forgive everyone for everything, including myself. In the process, I discovered something extraordinary. I discovered peace. This book is my loving challenge for you to come out of the darkness into the light. This 21 days to forgive everyone for everything practice is my formal invitation for you to join me in an intensive personal transformation process. It is a multidimensional ritual that will clear the decks of your mind and heart in order to create the space that you need to live with more love for yourself and others. This practice will help you achieve a deeper sense of peace and well-being and gain increased clarity about the lessons and blessings available to you. It is my way of walking with you through the twists and turns of life so that you can discover the hidden path to whatever your heart desires. I can promise you that if you take this journey with me, you will learn a great deal about yourself, and that is always a good thing. I can also promise that if you hang in there with me, you will begin to see yourself, your life, every experience, and every person in your life from a new point of view. Forgiveness will do that. It will sharpen and broaden your vision. Then the vision will pull you forward into a totally new way of being, seeing, and living. I promise you, we can do this if we do it together. We can do this if you make the commitment now. We can do this if you are ready to stop feeling bad, stop being wounded, stop wondering why this or that, stop holding grudges, stop giving yourself reasons and excuses to be, do, and have less than you desire. We can do this if you are ready to experience a miracle in your life. Now, remember, this is not easy, but it is doable. So get yourself a beautiful forgiveness journal and a special pen, and let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. Are you
Much
ready?
love to you.
Much love to you. So now, in this process, there are a lot of steps. There are not a lot of, but there are steps. And steps that we will begin to do. Some here and some in your own private home or wherever you meditate or set up. So we can't do everything right here. It's impossible. We have only 30 minutes. So I'm going to shortcut to, and I suggest you download the book from the page or you buy it. Buying it for me is the best thing. Because in this book, she gives you all kinds of things or emotions that are connected to unforgiveness. Things like denial, depression, dismay, excuses, um, exploiting, feeling empty, worried, worn out, running away, scattered brain, lack of creativity, inadequacy, indifference. There are a lot of things that all go back. These emotions go back to unforgiveness. This journey here will assist us into becoming more loving of ourselves, thereby becoming more loving of others. For love is the greatest gift that we have. So every day we will go through the process of the topic of the day. Then we'll go through the stillness meditation, the forgiveness meditation, and the gratitude. So let's get into, because our time is running out, let's get into a forgiveness meditation, the general meditation for forgiveness. Let's see if I can pull it up. Bear with me. Oh, really? Okay. Let's see. Technology is great. I love it. And let us not move out of our mode. There you go. Let's see. Let's do this. Forgiveness. I think I can do it from here. So, there, are we ready?
Listen during a time and in a place where you will not be disturbed for 5 to 7 minutes.
Are we there?
As you take a long, deep inhale, focus your attention and your energy right in the center of your chest, the center of love within your being. And breathe into the center of your chest, holding the thought form, I am so grateful. And exhale that breath. Again, breathing directly into the center of your chest, I am so grateful. And allow that breath to be released and see, feel, imagine, intended to be so, that someone you love unconditionally and someone you know loves you unconditionally is standing right before them. See them with your mind's eye. If you can't see them, feel their presence. And if you can't feel their presence, just imagine that they're there, or set an intention that this person that I love unconditionally, who loves me unconditionally, is standing right before me, eye to eye, heart to heart, soul to soul. And as if you could speak directly into their heart and into their being, simply say, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your love. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to love you. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
And take a long, deep inhale. And exhale. And allow the feeling, the experience, the expression of gratitude to fill your being from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. Allow it to radiate and vibrate within you as you hold a thought form. I am so grateful. Grateful. Grateful I am. I am grateful for this moment, this life, this time, this experience. Just breathing gratitude. Long, deep inhale. I am so grateful. Slow, complete exhale. Grateful. I am. Again, a long, deep inhale. I am so grateful. And a slow, complete exhale. Grateful. I am. And breathe and experience the radiance of gratitude. And bring your awareness to the gentle ebb and flow of your breath. And together we take a long, deep inhale in and drop it with the sound of again, a long, deep inhale and drop it. And wiggle your toes and your fingers. And give your body a big stretch, allowing the energy to be balanced and reintegrated at all levels of your being. And whenever you're ready, you may open your eyes and focus on something in the room. As you take a long, deep inhale and drop it. And allow yourself to just bask in the radiance of gratitude. And as you move into your day, be sure to do something good for you. And be blessed.
So, that was the gratitude meditation, because we should be grateful. We should be grateful as we are tapping into forgiveness of everybody for everything. God is amazing. Life is amazing. But you have to show the love, be the love. Yes? Give yourself applause. We are tapping and we are introducing. We are at the beginning of this journey. I am RosaJ, doing it God's way each and every day. 21 days to forgiveness of everyone and everything. Namaste. Oh, you know what I forgot? Please go to RosaJ Hodge on YouTube and subscribe. Yes, this video is there too. And those people who are on YouTube, go to Meditate Till You Levitate group and join us. It's a bunch of information to assist you on this journey. I am RosaJ, doing it God's way each and every day, and I say, namaste. Be blessed. Yes. All righty now. Let's cut off these things. Yes, yes. So,
this session is no longer being recorded.
I must go back to and put the YouTube channel video on Meditate Till You Levitate page. It didn't copy. So I am gone. I am out of here. And let's just go tapping out with Charles Halt, right?
This is Charles Holt, straight out of the mind of God. Mitch Foreman, Ray Davis, Miles Joseph.
Is this
John
from
Hart,
Agape?
Dave Odom, Idris, Charles Holt, yes.
Just a little bit. Tapping.
Singing Tapping, written by Ricky BB. You do it justice, my brother. Now, when you leave here today, make sure you go to the Artist Corner and pick up
We did
6 or 7 of Charles' CDs.
I apologize.
At least 3 or 4, just on that one performance alone.
I want to hear the song, don't you? There it is. I see you. Gosh, this is a lot. Be blessed and keep on tapping.
Goodbye.
You were tapping on my head. Is there something that I didn't do right? Something that I need to know? Something that I need to write? You were tapping in the nighttime. You're tapping all day long. Maybe you just want to hear a sweet sound. Do you just want me to sing again?
To be free.
The plan, tell me how to heal my mind. Tell me how to walk this land. You were tapping in the nighttime. You're tapping all day long. Maybe I am the song of freedom. Am I the voice of so many men and women and children who love one another, men and women and children who sing for the river's men, women and children who sing for the mountains, men, women and children who sing for the hungry.
Yes, we are. Be blessed. Have a great
Women
day.
and children who sing